This is Madame Mayhem, and you're listening to Blevins Nation.
Blevins Nation Entertainment and BlevinsNation.com, the place to go for all the best in rock and roll music, new rock, and podcast. So sit back, hold tight, and open up your ears. The revolution is here. Now here's your host, Chris.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I'm back with another episode of Blevins Nation. That's right, episode number 73. And we're talking with a young lady by the name of Madame Mayhem, and she is a great singer-songwriter and has worked with a lot of great people. And just sit back and check this stuff out. Got a new single out called Broken. Check it out on YouTube. And with no further ado, here she is, Madame Mayhem.
I started out, always wanting to be a singer and write songs and perform. And I actually went to school, but for classical music and musical theater and opera, being from New York, that's kind of, you kind of go the musical theater route just from your surroundings, I guess. And it was really great training. And when it was time to find what do I want to do with my life, I always knew it was going to be a rock musician. And so I just kind of went for it a couple of years back, and still hustling now.
Okay, very cool. Now, you said you're classically trained. Is that just vocal-wise, or is that piano and guitar? Anything else?
Yeah, well, it's mostly vocal, but in university, we did have to learn composition, and I do play piano and guitar as well. And so it's all the standard, classical training for all of those things. But
okay.
First and foremost is singing.
Okay, very cool. What made you decide you wanted to do rock and roll?
It's really the music that I've grown up listening to, honestly. I mean, I do have an eclectic taste in music, but when I was a really young kid, my mom got sick of all the kid tapes and stuff in the car. So she put on music that she liked to listen to, which was, at the time it was 90s alt and grunge. So, Nirvana and Soundgarden, that's all my baby music. And so as I got older, my taste just kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And so no matter what I was doing, whether I was studying opera at the time or whatever it may be, when I got in a car or when I put my headphones on, it was hard rock and metal on the radio for me, and that was what was on my playlist. So it only made sense to, pursue a career in what I love, in the genre that I love, because I feel like that's the biggest truth you can have. It's definitely not easy, but why not create music that in the genre that I love to listen to anyway? You don't want to start making music for a genre that you don't want to listen to. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. And, I feel part of the rock community as a fan as well. So it only made sense to do that and, keep it all together. It's the music that I love and what I'm really passionate about.
Yeah. Yes. Very cool. That's awesome. Now, what certain, I know you said Nirvana and Soundgarden and stuff like that, but what, anything stick out for sure? Like a moment, like you heard something, you were like, oh, that's it, I mean,
because I grew up just listening to it, and it's like all I knew.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like I heard a rock for the first time when I was like 15. I was like, this is it. It was like I grew up with it. So I just thought it was standard music that's supposed to be awesome.
Well, that's good. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, there was no specific moment. It was just, I was born and then it happened.
Okay. Now, with your music, do you play anything live when you play out?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I do. There have been shows when I've broke out a guitar, and, I do play piano pretty well, and that's kind of how we create music. I write on all those items.
Right.
With a lot of the touring in the past couple of years, because we're support acts, so we want to be as out of the way as possible, get our gear on, get our gear off, not be complicated,
right.
Be respectful to everyone. So I haven't lately been bringing out my extra rig and my stuff, just because it's just easier for everyone. But I'm very much looking forward to future shows being able to grab my guitar, grab a keyboard or something, and rock out, not just what I love to do also, which is run around on stage like a maniac and sing, which is kind of my thing. But once in a while, I could always break out an instrument and never say never.
Okay, very cool. And you're uncommon, because most people, most bands are difficult when it comes to that. Even if it's something that they don't have to really have, they want it, and they're going to have it, even if they don't damn use it. You know what I'm saying? That's just. And
yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, I just want to play, and I just want to perform, and that's all I care about. I just want to sing. So, whatever we can do to make that happen. Obviously, I want the show and our set to be the best it can be, and give the fans a great, amazing, entertaining show, no matter what, whether we're like the first act of the night or the last act of the night. But we still, with whether we have a full set and full gear and full backline and full everything, or even if it's very minimal, we still give the same amount of energy, same amount of show, same amount of entertainment. So I'm never really concerned about it, because I know myself and my band members are all willing to just give their all every single time, no matter where we are or what's given to us or what we're allowed to use. So I'm never really concerned about the show. So I tend to not worry about needing all these things that are unnecessary.
I hear you. And that's cool too, So always put your best show on, no matter what, And I know.
Yes, absolutely.
I know being on the road is hard and hectic, and I know people you don't want to meet people all the time, and it's understandable, but just so many people don't understand that,
Right, totally.
So, well, cool. Well, what's the first song you ever wrote?
Oh, I've written, so that's the thing, I started writing even way before I even started, the whole Madame Mayhem thing. So I've been writing my whole life, so I don't even, that's a hard one. I don't remember.
How about the first one that you recorded? How's that?
Yeah, I mean, that's so long ago. So I started writing actually just as a writer, not even, to perform them. And so actually a lot of them are more like pop rock music. And I realized that I wasn't like as passionate about it. So I kind of scrapped all that and was like, let's start over, hard rock. So, yeah, but that first one was an interesting one, and it's like when I listen to it now, I somewhat cringe, and it's like a pop rock ballad that like I don't even want to tell you, but like it's easy to look up, but it's so funny. But I could tell you like the most recent one, and that one was fun. I could talk to you about that one.
That's cool. I mean, whatever you want to talk about, is fine.
Yeah,
tell us about Broken.
Yeah, that's exactly. So that's actually like the last one I wrote. Like it's actually like the most recent one, which is really cool. I mean, obviously I have like songs that are in the process of being created at the moment, but that was like our most recent completed one. And I got to a couple months back go and write with Keith Wallen from Breaking Benjamin, and he has his own solo project, which is just so good. And I got to meet him earlier last year, and we had crossed paths on festivals and things like that a few years before. But we got to write together, and it just worked out so well. I've been very lucky to have co-written with a lot of really talented human beings, and I'm so appreciative towards that. And Keith is just another one that like it just kind of went really well. We got in the room and we just kind of spat out ideas, and great stuff came of it. And Broken, it was one of those songs, and we have a couple other ones that haven't been released yet, which I really hope we get to release too. But Broken is a really cool one because, I'm always usually writing about my personal frustrations and the feelings and the things that I've been through, and really having that. And it's still that, and it's still true. But this one's, a little more specific. This one is about that end of a relationship where as much as you care about that person, You know it has to end, and you know they're dragging you down, and you don't want to follow them until you've completely broken. And that's really what it's I think it's really empowering, and it's one of those, kind of face the music situations and kind of owning up to the fact that, you got to let this go. And that was a hard one to kind of just accept and write it out. But it came out so cool. And of course, writing with Keith is amazing. And then when we brought it to record, we had the very talented Skid Mills produce it. And my buddies and my mentor, Billy Sheehan, decided he would be willing to play bass. And of course, he was like, let's ask Ray too. And I'm like, yeah. So Ray Lugier from Korn played drums, and they're the nicest humans ever. And I got to work with both of them on my Now You Know album, which is not the last one, but the one before that. And just to be able to work with them again, and them just being so supportive and just being like, hell yeah, we're in the area. Let's just do this. And it came out, you can tell their little flares are in there too. So it just added to the greatness that was already initially done by Keith and I. And I'm just really excited about this song, and I hope everyone likes it. It's not the normal thing that I usually do, but it is still, you can still tell it's Madame Mayhem and still me, but it's a little bit of a different vibe, but it still holds true to the hard rock situation. So I think I'm really excited about it, because it's staying true to Madame Mayhem, but it's a little different than what you normally get from me. So I think it's fun. It's interesting to hear and hear everyone's feedback.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like the song. It's very good. And I did notice it's been a few months since I've listened to that CD that I got, but I did notice it was, there was some differences there, and had no idea who was playing on that. But that's awesome,
Yeah,
And
it's really cool.
Yeah, no doubt. So definitely. Now, you said there's more songs. Now, are you gonna put out a new album, or is that on?
Well, we're figuring out the best way to do it. I'm always a fan of full albums. That's what I've always done for the most part. Obviously, you release a single here and there just to kind of keep things moving. But I love listening to full albums, so I love putting out full albums. They tell a story. The listener goes through a whole thing. It's great. We do have songs. We're still writing new songs. So I would say it is a huge possibility. I know I want to get more music out there as soon as possible, and it all just depends on timing and how much material we can get that we're really proud of, that we want to release, and what that timeline will be. And I hope it's this year. And same with touring. I mean, I just want to get out and play and hang out with all the rock and metal heads out there. You know what I mean? So,
oh, yeah.
We are booking some shows up now. I think one of the festivals we're on just got announced yesterday, or, whenever it was. I have no idea. But, everyone can just keep an eye out on MadameMayhem.com, and I tend to post on there often, and on all the social media that we do, I run it. So everyone can just, when I get excited and I find out it's like, yay, we'll finally get an album out, I will let you know, and all that stuff. So everyone just keep your ears out, because as soon as I know, you guys will know, because I have no idea. But yeah, we're working on new music now. We're aiming for at least something new, whether it's a full album, an EP, something for 2019. And then, of course, trying to get back out there when we find the right opportunities for us, and get on the road and hang out with everyone again.
Very cool, very cool. Now, and like she was saying, everybody can check her out on their website, but also Facebook is Madame Mayhem, and that's MADAME Mayhem, MAYHEM. Now, are you on Instagram and Twitter and stuff too? Or?
Yeah, all the things. There's so
all
many things.
Very cool.
So yeah, on Instagram it's Madame Mayhem also, and then on Twitter it's Mayhem Official, and YouTube as well. We just posted a little while back. We did. I had the opportunity to perform at Seven Dust during their homecoming shows for New Year's Eve. Our band opened for them all 3 nights, and on the final night they had me on stage to sing Licking Cream with them, which was so cool. And I posted a video. Yeah, it was so cool. And my guitarist was standing like in the balcony in the back and got like the whole thing. So we posted that on it's a YouTube, Madame Mayhem Official. So if you subscribe to that, you can see that. It's really cool. So I'm really pumped. I still watch it just myself because I'm in awe of like how cool it was to get on stage with those guys because they're just awesome.
Oh, I
and
bet.
Yeah, all the socials. And I'm starting to make playlists on Spotify now too. I don't know, there's so much social media now, but I'm trying to be on all of them and as active as I can on all of them and try to communicate with all the fans and just fellow rock fans on them as well. So yeah, it's a thing.
Okay, well, very cool. Mentioning Seven Dust, I'm supposed to interview Clint Lowry here before long. So that's cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
He co-wrote a bunch of stuff with me on my last record, which was Ready for Me.
Really?
Because his brother Corey produced it. Yeah, his brother Corey produced it.
Okay.
And so Clint, Corey, and I wrote a lot of those songs on the last record. And then we actually were one of the opening acts for Seven Dust tour in the spring of 2018. So then when they asked us to, when we were able to do those New Year's Eve 3 shows in Atlanta, we were like, oh, of course. And it was like a little family reunion. And those guys are just so cool. So you're going to have fun. That guy's awesome.
That's awesome. That's cool. So, okay. Well, very good. Very good. Now, let's see here. So you said Atlanta. Now, where are y'all located?
New York. I'm a New Yorker through and through.
Okay,
yeah,
that's what I thought.
We're,
so.
The rest of some of the guys are all over the place. When you live in a RV and you tour a lot, it doesn't really matter where home base is. It's really just where you keep your stuff.
Exactly.
But it's always gonna. I mean, I was born in NYC, and so the New York area is as home for me as I'm going to get. So I tend to stay here when I'm not running around.
Okay. Very cool. Now, you mentioned the second CD. So how many CDs, what's your discography?
Right now we have
Madame...
3 full lengths that are out. Yeah, we have 3 full lengths that are out now, and then a few singles here and there in between. So they should all be on Spotify, and of course you could check it all out on the website, MadameMayhem.com as well. And yeah, it's
now what about iTunes?
It's been a journey.
What about iTunes and stuff like that?
Yes, iTunes as well. All of the iTunes, Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's everywhere. I don't even know anymore. It's everywhere. I'm pretty sure you can hear some stuff on Pandora too, possibly. I mean, there's so many outlets. Whatever people listen to for their music, like whatever outlet that may be, you can find something for Madame Mayhem on there, I'm sure.
Okay, very cool. And can you also get physical copies?
Yeah, people can order physical copies on MadameMayhem.com on our website store. Some options are signed and I have some autographs that we can send out to, or just if you just want them and you don't want us touching them, we can send those out as well. But yeah, while supplies last, we do have all the CDs, but then once they run out, we probably, unless we're hitting the road again, we won't do a reorder. So while all the CDs are still physically in, where they are, we can send them out. So everyone can get those as well at MadameMayhem.com on the store.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Now, do y'all have, other than that festival, do y'all have any other shows maybe in the works? I mean, I know if you do, you probably can't talk about it. But.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say anything about anything, which is hard for me because I get so excited and I love to tell everyone things.
I know what you mean.
Everyone, yeah, right. Everyone just keep an eye out, or if anyone uses Bands in Town Tracker, or if anyone wants to subscribe to our email list, they'll be the first to know and all that fun stuff. But yes, there will be more things, so everyone just keep an eye out. And then as they get announced, then I'm allowed to talk about it.
Okay. Now, you said that festival had been announced. Are you allowed to say what that is? Or?
Yeah, I can because it's been announced, right? So people are going to know whether I say it or not. So I'm assuming I'm allowed. It's Rock USA, which is so cool. Because,
oh, really? Okay. Now,
yeah, we're doing the Friday, which is July. Wait, let me make sure I'm not saying the wrong date because that would be 19th, horrible.
20, something like that. I just saw that today.
It's July 19th, Rock USA. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're on that Friday. That's all I have detail-wise right now. But if you're there at Rock USA on Friday, July 19th, at some point we are there.
That's Wisconsin too. Now,
correct.
I'm not sure if you know this or not, but that sounds like around the same time that they used to have Summerfest in Wisconsin. Did the name change or something?
I'm not sure, actually. I mean,
Okay.
I think there might be two festivals going on around the same time in the same state.
Okay.
I don't know if one is the same as the other or if they're competing. I have no idea, but
Okay. Well, because
I know this one is happening, and I know I'm on it on Friday. That's all I got.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
I looked that
that's
over.
All they tell me.
I looked that over, and I did not. I guess I skipped y'all's name or something because I did not know that.
We're one of the small ones on the bottom, as we should be right now. Because I mean, there's so many. Listen, there's so many cool bands. I'm like just excited to after we play or before we play. I don't know what time we're playing yet, but when I do, I'll let everyone know. But I'm just excited to run around and like watch all the other shows. I mean, we have some friends that night. But we also have some friends before and after, so depending what our tour schedule is, I don't know if we're going to be hanging around or not, but we will find out a little closer too. But I'm just really excited that we're part of it because it's just such a cool group of bands, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and the reason I was asking if that took the place because two guys that are the promoters for there was Rock on the Range and something else. I think they split ways and Rock on the Range changed names, which is now Sonic Temple, and that's why I was wondering. I didn't know if it was, that or not. So something to do with that. But because I'd never seen Rock USA, I guess I've just been missing it, So
you're going to have to come then, huh?
Oh, God. Well,
everyone's going to have to come rock out.
Well, I do. I try to get on these with doing press and media, but, I'm not as big as some festivals want you to be, yet. So
yes, Lord, I feel you. Listen, that's my daily struggle too. That's every person in this industry.
Exactly. Well, my thing is, and it was funny because I was talking to the lead singer of Roxy Blue, Todd Poole, last night, and he told me that I was carrying the flag of rock and roll because of what I do to, promote not just 80s bands, but everybody,
Of course.
And, it's the whole thing. I'm trying to keep rock alive because right now it's on life support, but it's not dead like everybody says, so
right.
We're going to make sure of that. But anyway.
We all appreciate that, so...
Oh, yes, everybody does, And if you get a chance, go on my, this is a place to plug myself, of course, BlevinsNation.com. And I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that.
Awesome.
And I'm on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, FM Player, blah, 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 yada, yada, all of them.
Very cool.
And if I'm not, I'm going to get on them. So.
Of course. I like that. That's great.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, if you get a chance, go on anywhere and, or just type my name into Google, Blevins Nation, and boom, everything pops up. So, but there's all kind of, interviews on there. And then actually this month will be my year anniversary. So,
nice.
Yeah, January 30th. So,
congrats! That's so exciting.
Well, thank you. My very first interview was with Kevin Martin of Candlebox. So
very cool.
So yeah, that was awesome, and have just gone up ever since. And I'm having a show here for my anniversary. It won't be till April, but I'm putting on a show with Every Mother's Nightmare, Pump 5, and Counting Stars, and I'm going to do two bands on a showcase, and
very cool.
Bring in some some AR people and all kind of stuff, So
nice.
But yeah, cool. Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, everyone check out Madame Mayhem on all the socials and on the website, and everyone check out the new song Broken.
Oh, yes, definitely. And you can even, you go to their Facebook page, it's right there on it. I guess you can probably, get to it also on, Spotify and the website, MadameMayhem.com. And definitely go to MadameMayhem.com, buy some albums, buy some merch, all that good stuff. So.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Oh, yeah, everybody, that about does it for this episode of Blevins Nation. Episode number 73, that's right, with Miss Madame Mayhem. And do not forget to go check her stuff out, MadameMayhem.com, and she's on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. You can pick it up at iTunes and iHeartRadio and Google Play and Spotify and all that stuff. So go check it out. The new single is Broken. And she does have 3 albums, full-length albums out that were before this song, and working on a new album. And so definitely go check that out. Don't forget that Blevins Nation Bash, April 12th, 2019, is coming up very fast. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite and just search Blevins Nation Bash. And the Bash is featuring Every Mother's Nightmare, Pump 5, with special guest Cincinnati's own Counting Stars, also Cincinnati's own Mojo Rising, and out of Knoxville, Tennessee, that's right, Knoxville, Tennessee, is Civil Strife going to be playing on the show. Don't forget our sponsors. I want to throw a shout out to them. The venue Cincinnati, of course, is where it's at on April 12th. And also G4L Records, Moeller Willis Music, and, of course, always that best smooth tasting, awesome tasting, straight or mixed, however you want to drink it, Buckeye Vodka. Yes, Buckeye Vodka. Some awesome stuff. Anyway, remember, kids, wherever you go, there you are.